I came to Nepal with one backpack, one camera, and no idea what I was doing. I didn't know the city, I didn't know the roads, I didn't know that 5 days later I'd be riding a motorcycle through the Himalayas, waking up to elephants outside my window and searching the jungle for tigers. And what happened next was one of the most unpredictable travel experiences of my life. With my month-long trip through Asia coming to an end, and somewhere between China and the unknown, I booked a flight to Kathmandu, a city I barely knew existed 48 hours earlier. No plan, no tour group, no real idea what I was getting myself into, other than I saw on Google that you can do safari in Nepal. With nothing but a feeling that Nepal had something to show me, we are off. Alright guys, so we just made it to Nepal. I already have culture shock. This is actually kind of crazy. I got a double espresso frappe, and they're dropping me off at the next location, which you're about to see. I'm so excited for. Just wait, this is gonna be good. So here I am in Kathmandu. I did what any reasonable person would do. I overpaid for a taxi, drove straight across the city, and rented a motorbike from City Motorbike. This was the beginning of the next 5 days. A Royal Enfield Himalayan rented from City Motorbike Rentals and pointed towards the most unpredictable roads I had ever seen. The plan was simple. Ride from Kathmandu through the mountains, into the jungle, and then back towards the lakes and the foothills of the Himalayas. But the reality is, it was not simple at all. Kathmandu traffic is hard to explain until you're inside of it. There's lanes, kind of, rules, sometimes, and the rhythm that somehow makes absolutely no sense and perfect sense at the same time. There I am passing buses, motorcycles weaving through everything, trucks climbing roads like they're in a hurry to meet God. And there I was on a motorcycle trying to figure out how to survive and also enjoy one of the most beautiful rides of my life. The city disappearing behind me, Nepal started to open up. The roads twisted through the hills, dropping into valleys, climbing along cliffs, and cutting through small villages where it seemed to move at completely different speed. This was dust, rain, traffic, mountain air, and moments where you stop filming because you realize you're actually living the thing you came here for. I've been on this journey for a couple weeks now, and this is probably my favorite thing that I've done is this motorcycle trip through the Himalayas. Like, it's beautiful, it's dirty, it's nasty, it's just like, it's raw, it's authentic. I love every second of it. After 5 hours on the road, I finally made it to the edge of Chitwan, where I checked into Bahari Jungle Lodge. I chose this place because I didn't want to stay in the busy center of Chitwan. I wanted something quieter, something closer to nature, somewhere that felt like part of the jungle instead of just a hotel near it. And Bahari was exactly that. The property felt peaceful from the second I arrived. The staff waiting for me at the gate was incredibly kind. The rooms were tucked into this quiet, natural setting where every room had an unobstructed view of the jungle. And after riding all day, settling into the jungle was so nice. If you want a deeper look into the property, I made a separate video breaking that down, and the link to that is here. First day, I didn't do much, and that was kind of the point. After the ride, I needed to slow down, unpack, charge the camera gear, let the jungle set the pace. By the next morning, Nepal gave me one of those moments I'll never forget. I woke up to elephants outside my window. Not a notification, not an alarm, elephants. The sun was just starting to rise, the air was cool, and I remember standing there on the back porch thinking, this is why I say yes to the unknown. It's one thing to plan a trip, it's another thing to wake up inside a moment you could have never planned. Later that day, the staff asked if I wanted to join on a river cruise, maybe hunt some wildlife and watch the sunset. There's not much of a sunset with the overcast clouds, but the hospitality here, the team, was a serene moment that I could not have prepared myself for. The pitch was, do you want to go on a river sunset tour and watch animals? Yeah, sure, of course. Ride on a boat, down the river, look for animals. That's all I was expecting. We get here, they have this whole little camp set up for us. Food, wine, a full bar, a bathroom set up behind me, and we can sit here and watch sunset. And then we get take a bus ride back. It's like such a luxury experience. And it's not just like one or two people. There's a full team. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. There's 10 people here on staff just for the 6 of us to experience all of this. It's crazy. This resort, I can't stress it enough. They go above and beyond. The hospitality is everything. When I booked it, I just booked a nice place to stay. I had no idea that it was going to be all of this. So I'm going to enjoy my sunset and my wine. And I think they have a little dinner set up for me because they found out that I was a content creator. I was very clear that I have like no followers and I'm not an influencer, but they insisted on providing me a evening dinner on the water. So I'm kind of excited. So we're gonna enjoy my sunset and then go check that out. Handcrafted dishes by the chef. This is crazy. They set all this up for me. The sounds of the water, feeling that somehow a place I had never heard of a week ago had become one of the most memorable stops of my entire trip. It was one of those moments where I wish I had someone here with me to share it. That night we came back to a traditional local dance performance. Music, dancing, singing. The kind of thing that reminds you travel isn't just about where you're going. It's the people along the way. This small property on the edge of the jungle supports over 100 different families and 3 different tribes that come here each week to show their family heritage and their local dance with their mothers and daughters and granddaughters. It's generations passed down sharing their culture with travelers like me. The next morning was safari day. We met our guide and crossed the river where the safari truck was waiting. This was my first real safari, and I didn't expect to feel the way I did. It felt like hunting, not to kill, but to see. Every sound mattered. Every movement in the grass mattered. Every bend in the road felt like it might reveal something on the other side. We were looking for rhinos, deer, crocodiles, birds, monkeys, but the real prize, the thing everyone hopes for and almost no one expects, was the Bengal tiger. And somehow we saw one. And in that moment, the entire jungle changed. It stopped feeling like scenery and started feeling alive. Like even this, we're finishing up our safari and they give us cold, scented towels to wipe your face off, clean yourself up as you're heading back. Like, come on. All right, so we just finished up the safari and that was 10 out of 10. We saw every animal that we were hoping to see. The rare Bengal tiger. The last time our guide had seen it was 10 days ago. Sometimes they see it often, sometimes they don't. So we just got lucky. And then now, I'm gonna go back. Our guide is coming across the river, pick us up, go get washed up, and enjoy the hotel for the rest of the evening. Later that day, I got on the bike and rode into Chitwan to visit the elephant sanctuary. I gotta be honest, I didn't feel exactly what I expected. They call it a sanctuary, but parts of it felt more like a prison. Now, I'm not here to pretend I understand every culture, economic, or conservative issue behind it, but as a traveler, I think it's important to be honest with what I saw. The elephants are beautiful, but when they're like chained up and people are poking them and pushing them, and the elephants are flaring their ears at me and everyone next to me, and I look around and the whole crowd of people is hiding behind the fence, and I ask someone, why are all these people standing over there? They say, that's the killer. That's the male elephant here that is famous for killing people. He probably doesn't have the best life. So it's back on the ride to Pokhara, and I saw this elephant walking down the street. So naturally I pulled over, because how often in life do you get to stop on the side of the road and have a moment with an elephant in Nepal? Throughout my time in Nepal, everyone kept mentioning Pokhara. You need to go see Pokhara, Pokhara. So I packed the bike, started the engine, pointed the Himalayan back to the mountains. Eventually I made it to Pokhara. Seeing the lake for the first time felt like a reward. I checked into the lodge with a view of water, dropped my bag, and let myself slow down again. Immediately after, I went down to the lake to the spot called Crazy Gecko Bar and Rest. And I get why people talk about it. Good food, good people, good view, it's relaxing energy. After that, I wandered through the night market and did what almost everyone does in Pokhara, shopping for trekking gear. And just like that, the next morning, it was time to head to the airport. And somehow, even the ride out felt like part of the story. The lake and the roads and the mountains. Nepal has this way of making every transition feel cinematic. I even laid the motorcycle down and laughed about it. This road was so much fun back to town. I came to Nepal with almost no plan. I didn't know the city, I didn't know the roads, I didn't know what Chitwan would feel like, ride through the mountain rain, or end up drinking coffee beside a lake. You can plan flights, you can book trips, and you can map the route. The best thing about this type of travel was the thing I didn't see coming. Nepal wasn't the easiest place I've ever traveled. If anything, it was the hardest. The roads were intense, the weather changed constantly, the traffic was absolutely insane, and almost every day had at least one moment where I thought, what did I get myself into? But then the clouds would break, someone would smile from the side of the road, or a random stranger would wave to me because they saw I was a foreigner. An elephant would walk past my window, or a tiger would move past the trees. And I'd remember this is exactly why I came. Nepal is not a place you just visit. It's a place that pulls you into the unknown and somehow makes you feel grateful that you even went. All right, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.